Hey folks, I am here this morning to shoot a video to show a record that I got yesterday. I thought before I do that though, I've shot a bunch of these mail videos, and they are goofily named Special Dale-liveries, and I thought I would give an explanation as to why, and because it's not just me being some kind of egotist. I'm going to make everything rhyme with my name, or just being stupid. That term actually means something to me, and I thought I'd share it this morning. A couple years ago, I'm still working the job that I'm working now, but I hadn't been promoted, and so I was working second shift. And for the first several years that I worked there, it was fine. We're getting off at midnight, and getting to my bus was fine. I have to walk 6 blocks east real quick when I got off to catch the last bus headed back to my apartment. Well, that all changed one night. I made it about 3 blocks, and this guy come up from behind me, stuck a gun in my chest, and told me to give him my wallet and my cell phone, or he was going to shoot me. And I handed it to him, thinking, is he going to pull the trigger anyway? Thank God he didn't. And but it left me in a bad place, because I don't know if you've ever, for those of you who have ever had a gun pulled on you, I'm sure you understand that kind of messes with you for a while. And so I didn't know what I was going to do. There were no buses that came by. I couldn't catch a bus right from work. Couldn't afford to take a taxi every night, for sure. And not making that kind of money. But so what am I going to do? Well, 5 guys from my church stepped up. Talking about what church should look like. 5 guys stepped up and took a night, and they would come at midnight and pick me up and take me home. And that was Matt Thomas, Brian Kearney, Matt Calvert, Charlie Sanders, and Andrew Dupree. And a few of those guys, they were 2 or 3 of them were college age, and they were all friends. And so when they would come to get me, they'd refer to it as a special Dale-livery, and that's where this name came from. And so, the way they stepped up for me, I'll just never forget. And so that's why I call these videos Special Dale-liveries. It's my way of remembering what those guys did for me, and they still do. I mean, if I work an odd shift, I can still call Matt Calvert or Brian, or even another buddy of mine that's come back into town, Jordan Smith. They'll come get me, and I'm so appreciative of it. Anyway, that's the origin story for the name. I think it's a cool story, so I thought, well, why not share it? Anyway, let's get into this album. And so, before I show it, would anybody like to guess who might be on this album? In the back, Halloween fan Mark. Who is it? Man, you got it. Russ Taff. Russ Taff is on this album. I didn't know anything about it until I saw it. As my habits are, from time to time, I just put Russ's name in the eBay search, and I just scroll through to see what's cool. And if anything strikes me as you know what, I think I'd like to have that. And I can't say that I see a lot, but every now and then it really turns something up. Last year, it turned up a copy of Russ's Under Their Influence on vinyl, which I did not have because in the late 80s, early 90s, they quit pressing a lot of these albums to vinyl over here, but they were still doing it in the UK, and these are UK copies. So, like, I still am looking for a copy of The Way Home on vinyl, and I'm just waiting for someone to put one up somewhere, because it'll be a UK pressing as well. But this one came from, well, I'm not exactly sure. I should have looked at the label to see what country it actually came from. But it's a Scandinavian pressing of something. I'm not sure. It's a various artist actually, but Russ is one of the prominent figures on it. It's called "We Will Stand." Yeah, that's Andre Crouch. He's the main featured artist on it. Russ is, I guess, kind of the second guy being featured on it. If you look, you can see Russ right there. Kind of odd. You would think that if they're going to feature Andre, they would feature one of his songs. And by the way, I am a huge Andre Crouch fan, and collect his records as well. But actually, it's live. We Will Stand, and We Will Stand is a one of the most I'm looking for the word. It's really stood the test of time as far as the song is concerned. It's a huge anthem. One of the most popular songs I've ever heard in Christian music. So they named it after the Russ and Tory Taft composition, We Will Stand. There's the back. That's Andre. And then you've got the center. And up here is the chorus. Now, this was put out by Leon Music. I don't know. I was doing some texting with Tory Taft. Don't you love the digital age? Where, it just amazes me that you have such contact with people that you would not normally have contact with, and can exchange ideas and information. And anyway, I was trading some texts with her about the upcoming Bell Buckle weekend because I needed to get my tickets, and I mentioned this album to her, and she said that she thought it was a bootleg, but I don't know. It's Leon Music. This is not. This doesn't appear to be an original outer sleeve, but the other one does. It's live. We Will Stand. And it's got each artist with their band members. I don't recognize any of the members of Russ's band. It looks like he used players from that area. On the flip side is an ad for some of the albums. And this is what kind of mystifies me about Leon Music. I just don't know what that was. Um, you know, how did distribution overseas work at that time? I would have thought, why would they need Leon music? Because if you notice, that's Russ Taff Metals. By that time, Word Records, Russ was on a label called Myrrh, which was underneath the Word Records umbrella, and they had signed a distribution deal with A&M Records, and that resulted in I don't know if you all remember, but back in the early '80s when Amy Grant was smoking hot, she put out an album called Unguarded, which had like what 4 or 5 different covers, and that was kind of the beginning of the big A&M Music distribution deal, which people were seeing that were record companies were starting to bank on the fact that Christian music would sell. Okay, so I don't know what Leon music is, and I would like to know. Let me show you the album real quick. So I have noticed this bizarre relationship with the Taffs and some of the Scandinavian countries, and I thought maybe some of it was due to Russ having recorded Faroe Islands at Faroe Islands, but I don't know. Of course, at the time I didn't know. When Tori told me she thought it was a boot, she said because he did some concerts back in the day with Andre. Well, then it started making more sense, because now when I started uploading Russ stuff, Russ pictures of Russ albums and stuff on Instagram, I started picking up some music fans from that area that would start following me, and I was like, well, I don't get the whole connection. An American gospel singer being big over in Sweden and Denmark and Norway and all that, I didn't get it. But anyway, so what I'm saying, what I'm trying to get at before this video is already getting too long, I want to know about Leon music. I'd like to know more about how Christian music is received over there. If there are other things over there, have you all have the folks in those countries got other stuff like this that I haven't seen, that as a collector I'd be interested in. So I'm going to post this probably to the Russ Taff page as well. So if any of the guys, especially the guys that collect up there, if you have any information for me, I'm gonna put my email down. I'll edit my email into this video, dolphandale 12@yahoo.com. Contact me and let's talk about what stuff looks like up there, because I'd be curious to know if there are other projects that I might look to pick up. So that's it, and I'm going to wrap this up. As you all can see, Jake is over here, the Munchkin's running around, and I got to get ready for work. So anyway, have a great day, and I'll be chatting with you later. Bye-bye.